Hi everyone, this is Cindy with Create with the Heart, and I'm back to share with you what my March journal, junk journal ended up being like once I filled it up. And then I'm going to show you what I'm using for my April junk journal. So kind of my goal starting in February was to do more journaling and documenting. Just for me, I've been having, difficult kind of some mental challenges dealing with personal issues. And so I just thought, more gratitude, more happy thoughts, more journaling is kind of the way to go. So I made this in my first scrap bin collaboration and I gave one away. And so let me show you how I did a lot of stuff this month. And so that was kind of amazing that I did that much stuff. So inside, and what I do also, and I need to create more things for this one, is I actually, when I showed you guys a lot of the projects, like when I did my February one, I used a lot of those bits and pieces, and anything I got in Happy Mail, I always use those in that month's junk journal. So I had done a tea swap, so there's a lot of things that from that tea swap that I pulled off and I used. So everything's a little eclectic in here, and I'm fine with that because that's the whole point. It's kind of like smash journal style. So here's my little puppy. He's nuts. He's outside wanting to come in right now. It says The Many Faces of Flash. That's his name. So there he is. He's missing his children where he bit my couch. Ugh. It was the start of baseball season, so this was opening day for my son. And I used the journaling card for that. And then, so here's another page of the boys, and that my son is finally the tallest. And then here's the boys being goofy. And then my sweet little baby nephew is starting t-ball. So that's a little picture of him, little backside of him. And then I had taken my son to his first Laker game, which was fun. We lost, of course, but LeBron at least was playing, and we played Boston, and that Kyrie guy was super awesome, and my son was a big fan of his, so it was good. He loved it so much, so that was really fun. And then this right here, it's the start of my children's spring break, and so we went to SeaWorld, and my daughter and I, we do actually do a lot of selfies together. So here's that one. And then I used the bag toppers that I had gotten in my swap, I used in here. So here's a picture of my children with my niece at SeaWorld. I had gotten free tickets for being a teacher, so that was kind of cool. And then we went to Knott's like twice because I live right by Knott's. I actually went there today. So for the Boysenberry Festival. So here is my daughter and my niece. And then my daughter paid with her own money to get a henna tattoo. So that's the henna tattoo that she got. Then we went a second day. And the second day, my son invited his friend who also plays baseball, but on the opposing team. But we're friends. And then afterwards, I took the boys to the batting cages. And then this tag came from the T-swap as well. And then here, it's got a little crunched. Baseball season started. There's my son pitching, and then we had competition, and there's my daughter being silly, and there's her being beautiful, and then here's her on stage, and then here is another picture in this paper bag that I have. So I used the toppers that we got from the T-swap, and here's her group. She's the one with her leg kicking up right here. There's that. And then, let's see, I like this to stick in a little bit. Make sure it's in there all the way. Okay. And then we flip it over, and then this side has another tag, and then it's got a picture of a sleepover. My daughter and her cousins, they had a sleepover at my sister's house because my sister took them to Disneyland the next day with my mother. So here's this and the tag from the tea swap because they were in the teacups. And then on Splash Mountain with my little blondie niece. And then NCAA, I just put this here because my alma mater, for the first time, like who knows how long, made it to the NCAA March Madness. They did lose in the second round, I believe, but at least they made it to 32, so that was kind of exciting. And then this is my son doing some practice. And then Boysenberry Festival. So here's some of the food that we ate. That was really quite yummy this year. And then my daughter's last competition of the season, she went to Showstoppers, and this is her looking glamorous. And of course, here's our selfies. And I did some journaling here. And then here are some pictures. I used one of the cut aparts for that. So it's looking amazing. And then here she is. She got a Dole Whip, of course, because we were at the Disneyland Hotel for that. And then this guy is some kind of famous YouTuber. I have no idea, but apparently he showed up at my son's practice because his team was playing in one of our other teams. And so all the boys were super excited. They all knew who he was. I had no idea. I still don't even know. But anyway, my son took a picture of him, was like super excited. So that's why that's there. And I was like, who is that guy? I had no idea. And then here's our tickets. We went to the Staples Center Saturday, March 9th. And then the back is my daughter with her tap teacher with little tappers. And so that was my journal for March. So I've done now February and March and filled them up. It's super exciting. So there is that. And then for my April journal, junk journal, super simple. I use the envelope tutorial. I think I said this in my February one as well, from Creative Crafticality. Super easy to make. You can just use all of the stuff that you have in your stash. I mean, literally, this is a stash thing. I got this Easter Echo Park Easter, kit from Tuesday morning. And so on one of my last trips, because I'm trying not to go to Tuesday morning, I'm trying to be good. And so I used about half of that paper kit to make this album. And so I have lots of little bits and pieces. I have half the papers left, because then I could make things out of it to put in here. I can use it to decorate, because there's a lot of stickers left and stuff like that. So I used this paper tray ink ribbon, which I've had in my stash forever. That's what the spine looks like. This is what it looks like in the back. I just used some pom-pom trim from Allie, and I used one of the cards. Okay, so you can hear my dog. I'm so sorry. So anyway, here's just a card that I put in the front that you could just put a picture, or it's light enough that journaling can happen there. I did a little pocket here and stickers, and then here's a cut apart there. And then here, it's just a lot of blank spaces that I could then, customize as the month goes on. And then this is from that kind of DSW, DCW, that cuts with a view, map paper that they had. They had a map paper thing. So I got that one strictly for, doing my junk journals. Then I have these huge doilies. And so I don't even know what to do with these giant doilies. So anyway, I kind of cut it down just a tad on the top and the bottom so it would fit here. I just thought it looked pretty. And then here I did a belly band, and I put a little card there. And then on here, this is the end of an envelope. I used the other part of that matte paper. And then I used a card, the card that goes with the envelopes that I used to make this, inside here. And then this is another pocket. It's another pocket. It's the other side of that other one that I made. And then I just used some of the paper here. And then here, this is an envelope that came in my tea swaps. Someone had made an envelope, and so I'm reusing that envelope because the color scheme matched very nicely with this, and so I'm using that. And then this side also has a belly band with a card from the kit. And then here I just made a little pocket. I put all the rest of the little cards here because I could then put pictures on the back of these, or I could journal. And there's that paper right here. And then here's the other end of that, other side of that doily and the matte paper. And then here on this side, I have an envelope. So I'm thinking about making a tag and putting a tag here. So I thought that'd be cute. And then there's that paper, this paper, and then the end. And so that's what it looks like unfilled before I have actually put anything in it yet. And so I'm super excited about doing that. Thank you so much for watching. This is Cindy with Creating with the Heart.